As well as volunteers and the military have responded. We are on the scene. The structure had 10 apartments. We have since done a head count and established or accounted for the occupants of most of the houses. We are made to understand that signs of the structural integrity of the house were detected as early as 4 p.m. Today afternoon, and the landlady made efforts, deployed an engineer to come and assess, and they detected a crack on one of the pillars, and attempts were made to fortify it. One of the residents has been able to share with us the discussions on the group chat, and obviously the residents had noticed that there were challenges in the building and there were concerns. Some of them, we are made to understand, actually had left before the building came down. Initially, we had reports of 4 missing persons, but we've since established that they've been accounted for. As things stand right now, the building remains unsafe. We, in conjunction with the military, the disaster response unit, the Red Cross, and the county government team, led by our CS, Mr. Patrick Analo, who's here with me, have made the decision to secure the premises and reconvene tomorrow at 8 a.m. with the other agencies involved, so that you're able to then chart the way forward. Investigations are actively ongoing, but this will be accelerated tomorrow morning. But I think from what you see, I think the decision to bring down the building tomorrow has to happen. We certainly, of course, want to commiserate with the residents or the occupants of this house, many of whom have left most of their property in the house. We just want to stand with them and continue to urge, the public to be vigilant, particularly when they notice any challenges in the buildings. So maybe I could invite our county secretary just to also make 1 or 2 remarks.
Yeah, my name is Patrick Analo. I'm the acting county secretary and also the chief officer in charge of urban planning. I think, as you have seen, the building appears to have experienced structural defects, which led to systematic failure. As you can see, actually, it's leaning on one side. And I think from the narrations we have gotten from the tenants, it appears that this building has been failing for the last 1 week. And the property owner tried to, to repair the columns which had a crack, and because of particularly the rains that are happening right now, it would appear that the soils could not sustain the weight of the failing columns anymore, leading to collapsing of the building today. We have heard that all the tenants who are inside have been rescued. But we also heard that there are some actually who made a decision to move. Actually, no one person whom I know personally who has informed me that they actually left this building about 2 weeks ago. So I think tomorrow, once we commence bringing down the ruins, we will do this with a multi-agency, coordination team, involving the National Construction Authority, the National Building Inspectorate, the County Government of Nairobi. And part of such an exercise is to take samples of the concrete and the metal for tests to establish what was the main cause of the collapse of the building. But from preliminary assessment, the columns failed, leading to collapsing of the building. Well, the neighbors, usually when such an incident happens, you get to talk to the tenants and the residents. And what they have told us is that they are able to account for each and every of their neighbors. So we believe that there is no life which has been trapped inside. But however, in the likely event that that is possible, rescue operations will commence further in the morning, together with bringing down the buildings from the building.
And with the investigation starting, what's the action that you're going to take? Is there any action you're going to take against the landlady? Maybe call her in for drilling, etc., to find out how the building was constructed and how the permits were accessed.
Yeah, that's a question that is clearly defined in law. If a building collapses due to failure of particularly the contractors or the structural engineers who are people who have been employed by the developer, including the developer himself or herself, of course they will have questions to answer in law, and that there's a very clear process in establishing that. That's why I say that tomorrow we'll have to take some of the samples of the materials, including concrete and metal used in construction. And we'll also be met colleagues from the National Construction Authority. They have the details of the engineers who are on record for supervision of this project, including the contractor who was responsible for construction of this building. We will be accessing to understand what happened during the entire process of the construction. Of course, they have a duty and responsibility to ensure that that's why such buildings or buildings, the developments of this nature, including others you can see in the neighborhood, are undertaken by registered professionals who include architects and engineers and a contractor registered by the National Construction Authority.
And lastly, so 2 questions. Number 1, does this necessitate a crackdown within the city in terms of also buildings within the area? And number 2, will there be a compensation plan for the tenants?
We're talking about a building that has collapsed. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is important that we restrict ourselves to the incident that we are dealing with today. Yeah, and I've already told you the steps that will be followed by the authorities in order to establish where did this building come down. There are people responsible for construction. We have an architect. We have the structural engineers. We have the contractor, whose details are all available, with government bodies, including the National Construction Authority, the county government of Nairobi. Of course, all other buildings within this neighborhood, we have a duty and responsibility to also check their structural integrity. But let me also go on record. We've been experiencing challenges in inspecting some of the structures within this sub-county. We have gotten a narration from some of our officers on the difficulties of accessing some of these sites. As you can see, they have high walls with metal gates, and during work hours, some of these contractors with the laborers, close themselves inside the gates, and they also work on weekends and holidays. So we will continue with the crackdown. Yes.
Compensation? Compensation?
That's a matter of insurance, my brother. Compensation is usually done by insurance companies, and it's a legal process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.